5 teams currently ranked in the top 25 out of the Big 12. Both UCF and Kansas drop out of the rankings. We mentioned in the last segment it's number 1 and number 2. BYU dropped to number 11. Houston at, 8? 7?
I think they're at seven. Number 7.
And then Texas Tech at 15. So 5 teams in the top 25 on the men's side. On the women's side, TCU at number 10. Texas Tech at 17, Baylor at 18, Iowa State at 19. So, interestingly enough, the Big 12 women's teams in the top 25 look more like college football, grouped together there at the bottom. But, I'll say this. The Big 12 has multiple title contenders on the men's side. I'm not sure that they have one on the women's side. TCU is thought to be, and, it so far hasn't gone as well as maybe they hoped, although they are top 10. And then for Texas Tech, that's a team that has far exceeded expectations at, 17-0 now?
17-0. And they have a lot of returners from last year's team, but they've also added some sneaky portal additions. And I don't believe it's a coincidence that Texas Tech, with this injection of NIL all across the board, we've seen them be really good at football. We've seen a major uptick in men's basketball. They're a sneaky team, kind of in that second tier in the Big 12 on the men's side. I still think they can be really good. And then softball in their run. Track and field, they're winning national championships about every other year. Women's basketball is a little bit late to the party, but they have arrived with their portal additions. I don't know that they're a national championship contender, like you said, but I definitely think they're a Big 12 title contender.
Big 12 players of the week this week. On the men's side, Richie Saunders, who had a career-high 31 on only 13 field goal attempts, and BYU's 104-76 win over Arizona State. And then he followed that up with 24 points and 14 rebounds in BYU's 89-84 win over Utah. So pretty good couple of games for Richie Saunders to earn Player of the Week. This week, he's averaged 27.5 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 assists, and 1.5 steals this past week. Bailey Maupin from Texas Tech is the Big 12 Women's Player of the Week this week.
I mean, Richie Saunders, his game has developed maybe more so than anybody in the conference the last couple of years. He used to be a guy that was just, you come into the game and you jack threes, and that's what Richie Saunders did. He's always been a high-level three-point shooter. But now he's doing it defensively. He's sharing the basketball better than he ever has. To have 8 rebounds in that win over Arizona State, and then his first ever double-double with points and rebounds, a career-high 14 boards in that win over Utah, says a lot about the all-around level of play that we're seeing from Richie Saunders.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to think that they'd add a player of A.J. DeBonce's caliber and then Rob Wright, who's going to handle the ball, because that's something that Richie had done last year too, and yet they're still where they are, still where he is. Like, he's more efficient this year than he's been, and, I mean, I can't imagine NBA scouts are watching him and not realizing, like, this is still the same player from last year, but just a more efficient version of him.
Mm-hmm. The other guy that got a mention this week was Hunter Huff, Big 12 newcomer of the week. A great find by Ross Hodge at West Virginia. And West Virginia is a team, to me, that I think they had a lighter non-conference. I love how Ross Hodge built that schedule to set them up for success in the Big 12, because Hunter Huff is a transfer from Chattanooga. He was tied for the nation's lead in made threes last year and shot 42% from 3, led Chattanooga to an NIT title. But his game has really come along in the non-conference, and he's getting more comfortable within that West Virginia offense. He averaged 23.5 points and 7.5 rebounds. He's a smaller guard, and he is a sharp shooter who prefers to play off the ball. He had 5 of West Virginia's last 10 points when they were down by 5 points in the Cincinnati game. He's been a dude for Ross Hodge and the Mountaineers.
All right, let's get into it with Joseph Duarte, our buddy from the Houston Chronicle. Talk about the underrated Houston Cougars next. With James Westling, I am Ari Tepkin. This is Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio, presented by Modelo. Heard